The Summoner's Nexus TCG is a digital indie trading card game that I've been working on for the better part of the last 3.5 years, and now that it's in its pre-alpha / open beta phase where anyone can play it, I'm doing like tours and guides and explaining more about the game, so that way when you get your hands on it, like you can actually know more of what you're doing. With that in mind, in this video I want to show off the guild system that we have in this game, because yes, there is a functioning guild system that I'm really proud of. There's still some things that need to be ironed out in it, but you'll see that as we get into it. So first things first, obviously you come to the little tab on the navigation bar that says guild, and it brings you to this screen if you are not already part of a guild. Now, if you click on the button on the left, it asks you if you would like to enlist in an existing guild. If you say yes, it'll take you to the guild registry, which allows you to choose the guilds that are like currently available. You can see their information, and if they are public, which this one is, you can just join off the bat. I would enter into this guild, and boom, I have joined. I'm part of it, and there's all sorts of different things you can do once you're part of a guild, but I'm going to make one myself. So when you're on this main screen, if you click on this button here on the right and tap on the guild crest, it asks you if you want to create a guild for 2,000 sigils, the in-game currency. This is to make sure that you don't have like just tons and tons of guilds that are inactive. If you want to make a guild and run it, it actually costs you something. That being said, until you actually like officially make it, you're not charged. So I can put in all the details, and until I push that confirm button, like maybe I change my mind, I don't have to actually spend that 2,000 sigils until I fully cross that bridge. Now, the game will ask you to input all of this information, and it is mandatory: the guild name, a guild motto, and then you decide the privacy settings for your guild. You can make it public or private, which would make it invite only, and then if you want to, you can turn on the waiting room, where if someone tries to join, they join the waiting room, and then you get to approve or deny their request to enter. Now, once you're happy with all of that, you hit confirm, you are charged, and boom, you have created a guild that you are now the guild master of. There are so many different things that you can do with the current guild system. Like, being in a guild is optimal in terms of like your gameplay experience, because so many features exist specifically in the guild section of the game. We'll start with the main guild menu. Now, over here you can change the settings of your guild. Currently, the settings button is overlapped with some of the icons that we have in the game. We're working on that. It was a cosmetic change that was made recently, but you can come over here and change any of the settings that you have already put in place for the guild, not to mention set permissions for any of the other guild members that you appoint to higher positions, like your right hand and your squad captains. You also have the backpack, where if your guild has unlocked any of the special screens or cosmetics, you can equip them here, and that will change the way the guild screen operates for every single player in the guild. That being said, you have to unlock them first, which takes us to the guild bank. Now, every single day, every member of the guild can donate up to 500 sigils towards the guild bank. When you donate sigils, I'll just donate 500, you get that amount of guild tokens back, so there is a reward for you in doing that. But the reason why you donate to the guild bank, well, I mean, one, camaraderie, right? You're building towards something with your guild, but more importantly, there are items and resources that you as a guild can work together in order to purchase and gain access to. So for example, this is one of the guild backgrounds that you can get, but it also gives every player in the guild access to this card sleeve and these mats, and those things will appear in the guild shop once this is purchased by the guild. You can see the prices underneath all of them, and again, based on the rarity, the prices will vary, but up at the top, the guild packs mostly give you cosmetic items and options for your guild. Once they are purchased by someone with guild permissions, these just become available in the shop for everyone to purchase with their guild tokens and play with. But there are also guild marks, where you can get exclusive versions of certain cards, exclusive card arts and variants, by having your guild master or your guild, well, someone with guild permissions, to just save up and purchase one of these with you guys' donations, and then this all becomes available in the guild shop permanently for your guild members as well. So you as a guild decide, okay, this is what we want to save up towards, this is the pack that we want to gain access to, these are the cosmetics or the variants of cards that you want, because these are the actual cards. Yes, they are cosmetic variants, but they are the cards that you can play with in game. So this is another way for you to like get targeted cosmetics in the game. Now you may ask, how does the guild master know what we want as a guild? Well, there is the guild chat feature that exists right down over here, where you will get notifications on messages that are sent between guild members. You can send messages to your friends, communicate, and stay in the loop. That way you guys can coordinate what you want to do, and when eventually we have like guild raids and missions come in, you can coordinate them in the chat. You've also got the notification feature, which will notify you when someone joins the guild, when a pack is purchased, or when something is purchased in the guild bank by a guild leader. When someone is, I believe, kicked from the guild, I think it will also tell you over here. And if you want to see the members of the guild, you click on this section. It'll tell you the player's name, their rank, and you have access to the waiting room in case anyone wants to join your guild right over here. Now, I mentioned the guild shop, which is different from the ordinary shop, but the same in a lot of ways. You have featured cards, but instead of like with the ordinary shop where these rotate round and round and round every single day, these are just fixed, right? If you join the guild, if you're in the guild, these will always be the cards that are featured in your guild shop. However, the really cool thing, and you've also got like marked rarities, like you can get specific marked rarity cards in the guild shop by spending guild tokens. What I love about this though is, even though like it doesn't cycle every day, the guild shop is not fixed. Every time your guild ranks up, new cards are unlocked and placed in this featured card section. So you have a wider selection of cards you can purchase directly with your guild tokens. So it's another cool way to reward players for working together and making their guild stronger and ranking up in order to gain like acclaim, and then you gain other things as well. Now, in the guild shop, you also have a standard banner. It works basically exactly the same as a main standard banner. The only difference is you use your guild tokens for pulls instead of using sigils, so it's another way for you to just gain cards. Lastly, you have the cosmetic section of the guild shop, which is completely different from the cosmetics that you have on offer in the regular shop, and it also ranks up and evolves. If something is purchased in the guild bank, it becomes available over here for everyone to then purchase. So there are things that you just won't be able to access if you're not part of a guild. I would recommend that if you're not interested in socializing, either join a guild that has public settings on, that way you can join that and just reap the benefits of what they're doing, or start your own guild and start working towards getting some of this cool stuff if you are interested in it. If you want to, you can join a guild that has already unlocked all of these different things, because the guild shop is a fixed feature, right? Anyone who joins the guild will have access to the things that have been purchased by that guild in the past, but you don't automatically gain enough guild tokens to purchase those things. Your guild tokens carry over from guild to guild. It's registered to your account, so if you have the tokens for it, awesome, but if not, you're gonna have to work up from scratch anyway to be able to afford whatever it is you want. Now, you would think that would be just about it with the guild section, but it's actually not. Now, we don't have guild missions in place yet. We're still working on getting that sorted out, but if you come over to the activity section, guild wars. Now, there are going to be battles between guilds, and I will explain how they will work once they're in place, but they won't be active until the full release of the game. It's not going to be part of the early alpha or the open beta. But over here, you have the crafting station, which is another feature of the guild that ranks up with the guild. So you have certain cards that can be crafted. You can transfer certain cards and just like turn them into shards effectively, right? If I have some cards that I don't want or need, I can just decide, okay, I've got 2 of this. I'm just gonna convert one of them into shards, right? Boom. Now I have 1 standard rarity shard. So if I come over to this section of the card crafter, well, it will cost me 50 of that, so I need more shards, but then I can craft any of these off the bat. I don't need to pull for them. In fact, I don't believe you can pull for these cards. I think you need to craft them. I could be wrong about that. I'll double check, but that's the general gist of it. It's a way for you to get more targeted cards, and then, as I've said, once your guild levels up, you gain access to more cards. The cards that you gain access to won't all be locked behind the crafting system, if I'm not mistaken. Only some of them are, like the base rarity ones where your guild is just level 1. Those ones I think are locked behind the guild system, because if the higher like guild level ones were also locked here, then if you are not part of a guild, you are heavily punished in terms of card economy. But anyone can just open a guild themselves and then transfer some cards, and boom, you have access to all of these ones. So there you go. Aside from the crafting station, we also have guild trades, which they're not active yet, primarily because I haven't figured out the best way to do them. If I can figure out the best way to do them, then yeah, you'll probably see this in the full release of the game, but this is a feature that I'm still 50-50 on, because I've introduced so many ways for you to get cards already. I haven't really figured this part out yet, but we'll see as we go along. The last main thing in the activity section is the guild leaderboard, where you can see your guild's current rank versus the other guilds in the game. So the only other guild in the game has more RP than us, reputation points, and so if you look up here in the information tab, it tells you how many reputation points you need to go from rank to rank, and it also tells you how to go about gaining RP. You gain RP for like the ranks of the players in the guild, so if your members are all doing well in playing ranked, your guild will naturally get stronger and get more reputation points, and then there's going to be other ways that you can gain RP as the game continues to evolve. You also gain RP when players donate to the guild bank, so that's another reason to invest in your guild's guild bank. And with that, that is everything that the Summoner's Nexus TCG guild system currently has to offer. I hope this tour was informative and made the game seem like interesting. If it's something that you feel like you'd want to play with friends, then tell your friends about it, right? Subscribe to the channel so you get more updates about the game. Join the Discord so you can give us feedback and get involved with the community, or find a guild of your own. Everything is available for you. Thank you so very much for watching this video. Have a wonderful day and take care. Bye.